Understand the true structure of the Israeli-Arab conflict in 2 minutes, slightly longer than usual, but stick till the end and you'll get a profound grasp of the underlying problems here and the solutions. I'll explain the 3 aspects of the conflict with 2 examples from the past and present. Let's take a look at how the Jews acquired back their ancestral lands before the Arab attack in 1947. So you've got Jews persecuted in Europe and the Muslim world, and they need lands to live in. Do they storm in and steal the land as the Arab, French, and English colonizers did before them? No, they legally buy the land from the Arab owners. So, aspect 1, the Jews are good-natured and self-sufficient. Thing is, under the local Ottoman Muslim law, the village farms were usually owned by a single person who didn't always have strong feelings to the place or its people. He was often glad to sell his malaria-infested swampland at a high price to those naive Jews and then go on to live luxuriously in another country, paying little attention to what happens to his former tenants. So, aspect 2. The Arab leadership is greedy and selfish. The local Arabs, on the other hand, really lost here, since their landlords seldom shared their profits with them. These often illiterate farmers didn't really understand the nature of the land transaction. They only knew that one day they were living on a farm, and the next day some Jews came to farm it instead. The myth of the Jews stealing the land was born, and so was aspect number 3. The Arab population is passive and miserable. Back to the present, can you see how similar things are in the current Gaza war? The good-natured Jews, despite being massacred with atrocious brutality on October 7th, still fight according to international law and invest unprecedented efforts to warn, supply, and secure the lives of enemy civilians. Hamas leaders are corrupt billionaires living in Qatar and don't care at all about their people. And their people, as always, the ultimate victims of the war. So how do we move on from here, given this persistent conflict structure? Well, since this aspect will not and should not change, we're left with those 2. Either the Palestinian leadership stops being violent and so selfish and sues for peace, as all these Arab countries did in recent years. Or the local population finally throws off their oppressors and organizes itself with better leadership. Until then, the suffering of the people on the ground will never cease.